Hello. Hey, evening, Brian. Oh, it's usually the opposite for me. I feel like when I'm talking with other people, usually it's night for me. It's night for you.
Yeah, I have the upper hand.
Yes. Yeah. At night usually is kind of that's the time when I'm actually more awake than in the morning. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm full of coffee. So, but I'm a morning person too. I don't know about you, Zach, but I'm a morning person. Like I annoy my wife like instantly out of bed. I'm instantly annoying.
I'm not at all, but just from this week, I just started to get up earlier. So I've been getting up earlier and reading a little bit before the kids wake up. That's the trouble, is that like even if I wake up early, I don't have very long before the kids will wake up too. So
yeah,
but no, kids. I have been trying to get up earlier as well too.
That's good.
And I also have some coffee on deck, liter size.
Oh yeah,
very good. And so, welcome everybody. You may have noticed that this is not Josh, but Brian is here with us today. Josh, number one, is busy, and number two is not really a big fan of these kits, so I wouldn't want to rope him into looking at a bunch of Mecha Musume kits. But Brian happily agreed to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you offered to do it, I should say.
Yes, I did.
Yes, yeah. So that's awesome. I was about to just do this by myself because as you guys all watching know, I like these kits a lot. They're a lot of fun, but I think I'm like the only one as far as the people that I know. But you said you at least find them interesting, right? So
yeah, exactly. I haven't built one yet. There's like one Kodo kit that I think looks pretty cool. It'd be something that I'd be into. But I grew up like with Ninja High School and Caravan Kid, Project A-ko, and like all the old school '80s stuff like manga and that end of things. Like admiring the work of Masamune Shiro. If you guys know who that is, he did Pilot War and Dominion Tank Police and Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that. And there's a lot of similarities between these models and some of the designs that are out there. And I find that stuff was awesome. So
yeah, sure. It's very Japanese, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always got to be cute girls involved.
Sure.
Of course, with anything. So, I mean, yeah, I'm only kind of vaguely familiar with a lot of that stuff that you mentioned there. It's a little bit before my time, but
yeah, I'm old.
You've got that frame of reference, and I've got the frame of reference of being much more familiar with the kits. So it'll be interesting to see our opinions about them kind of coming from two different sides there. So we'll get into it. And I know that generally, I know just from my audience too, not a lot of fans of these kits. There's some out there, but generally I think people prefer the mecha more than the Musume. But
sure.
We'll get to looking at some of these. So in case any of you guys are watching for the first time, if you've never seen this series before, normally what we're doing is basically just taking a look at some cool stuff on Twitter. That's about it. That's a kind of a thing in Japan that they do these hashtag kind of trends. It's just kind of what we call them anyway, but just hashtags for different things. This one is Girl Plamo Festival 2021. So pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. Sometimes they get kind of weird with the names, and it's like if people who see this post your Xeon mobile suits or something, some really weird wording. This one's very straightforward to the point. But so we'll just take a look at some cool stuff and talk about what we like about it. So, all right. And if you guys are watching are not on Twitter, or if you're on Twitter and aren't following these people, if you see some cool work, give these people a follow. So
yeah, definitely.
PPK Tiny Voice. And I mean, just before we get going too, Brian, you want to just introduce yourself, give a shout out to your channel there too, in case anyone doesn't know who you are.
Yeah. I'm Brian. Obviously, we've covered that already. Bro Builder. I have a YouTube channel that I call Kodo Kai now. It used to be like more like, personalized, but I really only hang out with a bunch of different people on there, so there's no reason for it to be like like centralized around me, because it ain't about me. It's called Kodo Kai, and I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays with a group of people that you may or may not know. We talk about model kits and resin and movies and comics and all the normal stuff that all of us talk about all the time. And yeah, just kind of laugh around. I participate with this kid Chris Pabs. You may know him on this thing called Critical Builds. This guy appears been there, and we do that stuff too, which is pretty cool too. So you can check those out on either Chris Pabs' channel, or you can come through my YouTube channel, and then I'm on Instagram under this header down here and all that stuff. So
check them out.
Yeah, I like models and making stuff.
Yes, all kinds of stuff, which is great. Now you just got to build one of these.
Might.
Yes.
We'll see.
Need to. Yes. All right. So PPK Tiny Voice here with a few things. Let me just try to see. This is a Megami device. I think they're mostly Megami device stuff. And again, I know that's not going to mean a whole lot to you since you're not as familiar with
me,
models.
no, not particularly, but that's fine.
Yeah. What do you think about these?
Well, this one reminds me a lot of this character Gage from Borderlands, the video game series. Like, it's got a real, like, young, half mecha chick kind of youthful vibe to it. And then, like, just the styling is really tight. I don't know what this is supposed to look like normally, but I really like the variety and arrangement of palette on this one. Like, the color pattern is nice. I can see there's a bunch of brush painting on the torso there, it looks like, right?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
A mix. Like the pink stripes there look like those are decals, but the main striping center part, is hand done, you can tell.
Yeah.
It does have a very strong video game character vibe to it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said from Borderlands, it also kind of reminds me of is Diva? The character from what's that game? The super popular game everyone loves. The first-person shooter competitive game.
Automata? Is that the one?
No, Overwatch, isn't it?
Overwatch. Okay. Yeah. So I don't play Overwatch. I don't play video games.
Yeah, me either. That's why I'm only vaguely familiar. But
right.
Yeah, I think Diva is right because she also has like a mecha thing that she pilots. I know. But anyway, the color scheme reminds me of that. It's like white with blue and pink.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of reminiscent, but I like that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. It took a second for my long-term memory to kick in.
There you go. But yeah, no, totally has that vibe. I really like, you have some that are like this that are quite simple, and you have some other ones that we'll see probably later on down the line. They just have like loads of stuff going on. Like this is not even a very extreme example. There's much more extreme ones we'll see, but the simple ones I really like as well too.
Yeah, it's really like the photography too is really good. Like the composition on that particular one is really good. Like this one is a little bit lackluster, but this one it has like it looks like a portraiture, like you're, for an ad or something.
Yeah, and I wonder how much I know. Like illustrators, and I don't think it's necessarily Japanese illustrators specifically, but I know that like there is kind of a cyclical process where at least I know among Japanese modelers where. Or like for illustrators that make like the comics and illustrations and stuff, they'll look at like pictures of idols for like the posing and outfits and stuff like that, ideas, and then make illustrations based off of the photographs. And I wonder if that kind of thing goes on too much with the modeling world as well too.
Oh yeah.
I imagine so.
Yeah. If not, I would say, why are you not
taking advantage of that?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Like we model from real life, whether you're making like, whether it be like a mecha or it's like a plane or a tank or whatever. So a way you can tie it. Yeah. This is fun. Like this build. Do you know this kit or?
This one is, it's mostly, it's just the Soul Roadrunner kit. With some other stuff kind of thrown in, but to make it kind of bee themed, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it always have that bee or wasp theme?
Those parts are added. The helmet is mostly original except for the antenna. The antenna are added onto there.
Nice. I like that, the way that this is put together, because it totally reads that, wasp armor and it has a cool theme. It's fun.
Not ever. I mean, some of them do this, and I don't know how many we'll see today. There's some that use like a lot of cloth and ribbons and stuff like that. I just think it never really works too much for me, just because it doesn't look convincing at all, right?
Yeah, the scaling is all effed up. It's all weird. Like I get the Lolita thing, like and having the big bows and all of the like frilly laces and stuff like that. And I like the idea of it working well, but it's hard to pull off. I agree.
Yeah. There's some pretty extreme ones that I'm sure we'll see, and like it's impressive for what it is. But yeah, I think it's just like personal taste. These are some really nice ones from VD, and I think these are the base models. Oh, what is that? And that's just the architect girl. So yeah, basically this is the frame arms girl, where it's like the really bare bones one that like doesn't really come with anything. It's based off of the architect frame, of frame arms line, where it's just the frame basically.
Yep.
So it's based off that, and then kit bashed with an airplane model.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like is it like a Macross model, or
I don't know what kit that is. That's not my forte, so I couldn't tell you that, but
it's kind of my forte, and I still couldn't tell you. Where's text when you need her?
It's very decal heavy, though. I really like the combination of the parts, but just decals, there's a few too many for my taste.
Yeah, it's an awful lot. A little silvering too, but that's just, everybody fights that. It's rough.
Yeah, well, literally rough, leading to silver.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're cool. Like,
the color palette
is
really cool, though.
Oh no, I agree with you absolutely, and I like that the orange isn't like overdone and isn't like toxic neon orange. It's like a little bit of a burnt like orange. It's a fucking nice color.
Yeah, and there's not too much of it. You only need a couple little bits here and there.
Yeah,
it's
strong.
A nice focus, like right here around the skirt, whatever, in the center. This one as well too. Really like the colors and the just the arrangement of the parts, the composition of everything. Very nice, right?
Yeah. You can tell this person definitely paid attention in like a design studies class.
Yeah, I think when you have so much going on, it can be a real chore to actually maneuver all the parts into a pose like this, and it can be a real pain.
This is like a lot of this is like a celebration pose, like like one of those pinup poses like you'd see at the end of an outro, or like going to commercial or something like that, with doing and that's just, I think it's done really well. The waist on this model is weird though, right? The pelvis to hips, it's a weird ratio.
Because I think it's missing the skirt parts.
Oh, so there you go.
Normally it's got skirt parts there, and omitting that kind of makes a weird gap there, doesn't it?
I guess that's the challenge, right? Is to do what you got to do. Sweetie.
I believe it's the same kit.
Yeah, right.
Or this is the no, it is a different kit, but I'm pretty sure it does also still have skirt parts. This is the Letitia kit, but very similar anyway.
Does it come with those little funky cat ears, or those
yes, nice. I believe so.
Nice. Yeah. I always loved that on in like whatever, like that was a big part of Ninja High School, was like this ancient race of ninjas, and this like one super powerful high school girl. It was this awesome kick-ass ninja, and then there was this race of aliens that were like these cat people, and they had little ears, and the only way you could tell the difference was they had little ears and they had tails. It's funny.
Well, for me personally, not a big fan of the cat ears aesthetic, but if you're gonna have cat ears on there, I do prefer the mecha ones rather than actual ones. Someone commented about the guns looking cool. I'm pretty certain those are probably what are those called? Little Armory guns.
Nice. Yeah, those are so awesome. The whole line is just, I've always wanted a way to use them, but
they're kind of hard to match up with kind of anything other than Figma or these. Yeah, understandable. Super detailed, so it's kind of hard to like match them with any Gunpla because the detail doesn't match at all.
No, yeah, they're so
it would
nice.
Be nice. Yeah, it would be nice because they are really cool and there's some really cool weapons and stuff. Yeah, I'm always tempted.
Do you think those heat sinks in those, like, I don't know if they're binders or what they are on the back? Do you think those are scratch built? Those,
Yeah, very possible.
yep,
Yeah,
they absolutely are. You can see their stacks. Yeah,
yeah.
interesting, cool.
Probably
A
the
little rough,
classic
but
bread clips,
yeah,
I would
yeah,
assume.
I've totally done that. It works really
Mhm.
well if you do it like well.
Yeah. And like when we were looking at it like this, I was thinking that it's like two photos of the same. I thought it was just two models, but it's actually 4 different models,
Yeah,
just kind of matching color schemes on them. So that's interesting.
yeah.
This is one of those examples. I don't know if you saw it, but it was probably like 2 months ago. It was a little while back. I posted, I think it was just on my Facebook page. I had a post about like, it was supposed to allow people to, or like encourage people to be more confident in their work when comparing it to others, because even models that you see that are like really amazing, if you zoom in and look really close, you can find mistakes even in like really amazing builds as well too. I don't know if you saw that post about that, but anyway, this is a perfect example of that, where like when you look at this, it's a really cool looking model. When you look up closely, I mean, you can see some of the paintings like very rough around here.
Oh yeah, painting's super duper rough. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's something we'll probably see a lot of today, because I do see that quite a bit in like the Mecha Musume kits. There seems to be so much more, and it's, I mean, compared like with illustration, it's very similar, I guess. There's like a lot of focus on like the character and the face, and then like the rest of the stuff just kind of like supplementary.
Kind of, just gets brushed. Interesting. Well, for as much detail as our focus is put into that particular character in that build, I feel like the model itself, like the character model itself, was pretty lacking. Like the hair just looks like straight off the runner, and the face too. It just has that like plastic kind of like vibe. Like they could have, I don't know. Here I'm just gonna go critical on it, but like even the hand, the hand doesn't have like the fingers are there, but the detail isn't shining through. Like they put all this time painting these cool wing parts to go around it, and they could have just like hit a little bit of panel liner on that, or like put a little bit of like rouge on with like a little pigment powder, a little Tamiya powder. Just saying. Just saying.
I didn't know that a lot of times on these, which was kind of aha moment for me, that because these faces come pre-printed with like a lot of times like the rosiness of the cheeks and the eyes obviously like already printed on there. And so a lot of times you'll see like these really amazing builds, and then the faces actually aren't repainted. They just use the face just straight out the box. And sometimes
that's awesome.
Sometimes they'll touch it up a bit by like adding some more pigment or something, or you'll have to add like a touch of panel lining for the mouth right there or something. But
yeah,
I was surprised at like when I started to realize that more, how many modelers doing like the character figures and stuff actually don't paint the skin tone. They just use the plastic, because the plastic has a better kind of glow to it.
Yeah, it's a luster, right? It has like, it's just your skin is layers of like semi-translucent stuff that light is bouncing off of. So that's why that's the hard part about painting too, like painting in acrylics, because acrylic is so flat, where like oil paints, enamels, they have that depth, it's the reflection, so or refraction, I guess.
So, the general philosophy is to paint everything, but if you're doing stuff like this, you can definitely get away with not painting the faces and stuff on them.
Yeah, this is a little X-wing.
Yeah,
it's got a little R2 over her shoulder. It's
yeah,
awesome. And I do like the use of the parts subbed into the bunny ears, like with the crest or whatever, like the tiara almost, with the like the kind of the bunny ears on it. That's awesome.
Those are originally knee parts, I think.
Yep, that's what they look like to me too.
A different version of this is the what's the name of it? I forget the model. So the Go-Rai. Yeah. And it has when the new version came out, it came out with some different knees. You just added them up there.
Yeah. I think it's cool though.
I've got to say, as many of these as I've seen, I think this is probably the first one that I've ever seen kit bash with a Star Wars model kit.
Star Wars? Yeah, I think it's pretty hype. Have you built you built some Bandai Star Wars stuff, right?
A couple things, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Yeah, they're real fun.
Super detailed. Very fun. All right, here, Milliwatt. This is one I'm quite familiar with his work. He does a lot of really great stuff. Here's some really nice skin tone painting.
Absolutely.
And this
Think
one,
about skin tone. Sorry, what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't be sure, but this is another one where I would assume that well, I don't know, because he did. No, I don't know. I'm second guessing myself. I'm not sure, because I wonder, because I know that shoulder joint is not like that. It's not like a fixed pose up, but I know there was a newer version of this. I don't think the new version is out yet, though. And maybe the new version had a new part to make the arm like that, but I'm not sure. But anyway,
do you think that could be a sculpt, or do you think that could be a sculpt?
That's what I'm thinking. And I know I saw his work in progress on this as well too, but I can't remember.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like the standard joints that they have, like
it's
or whatever.
Not, so I don't remember if it's just sculpted like that, or if the new version came with a part to make it like that. But I don't think the new version's out yet, so that's what I'm wondering.
It looks like it's a custom work to me. And I was gonna say, the thing about skin tone is that it's like it's a lot of different colors. Like, it isn't just like, this skin tone, like Nig or whatever. It's not just that. It's like a bunch of different colors. So like every time I've had success in doing a skin tone, it's been like purple and red and green and yellow and little teeny tiny little bit of like a whitish or a peachish color or whatever, just to bring out the shadows and everything. Like, if you're looking at like the chiaroscuro of my face with this harsh light, or like how you have like a real soft light on you, Zach, like real proper light on you, like our skin tones are made up of a ton of different colors.
Yeah,
so translating that is a challenge. It's a real art.
Yes, painting skins. It's so difficult. Still, it's really tough. And the people were saying in the chat that the new kit is out, and that is a new part of the kit.
Cool.
Apparently.
Right on. Good on it.
So I guess that was right. No, I lost it in the chat, but yeah. With that part, yeah. So I thought I pre-ordered that kit. Then I had to check on that. Where's mine? Why hasn't that come yet? Anyway, so. Yeah, but this one, I'm wondering though if that I'm thinking that this skin is not painted; it's just shaded, just on top of the plastic color.
Just hit the creases, as it were.
Yeah, that would be my guess, and then hit it with the little dots of white on there.
Oh yeah, to get the shine.
Yep, hit that, and so not just on the. What little clothing she has, some very nice and smooth shaded painting on there as well too.
Yeah, actually, pretty well, like very well done. That's all masked, so that's good mask work and good appreciate, even on something that small. Like, what size do you think? It's like a 2.5 needle or something, just super teeny weeny.
Yeah, it's really tiny. So to get that little bit of appreciating on that, I mean, that's pretty small.
Yeah,
tiny little piece.
Yeah.
And you got the devil girl here.
Those hips, they're just weird.
Yeah,
I get it. Like, I get it. Like, I've seen the magazines and like advertisements and stuff like that, like throughout, my whole life. But like, so I know the trope and all that on the style, but like, it's so rough to do that in a model. I'd be like, get out the epoxy putty. We're just gonna fill this thing, homegirl. We're gonna make you right. I promise you'll be okay.
Yeah. It's tough. And here we got a pretty heavy one. That's pretty cool.
Oh, right. This one is Kid Bashful. So, okay. So that's Kodo cans and armor belts there, obviously. Those are access boosters on the back, right? Like the verniers and those on the bottom?
No, that's all just the Kotobuki MSG parts.
Oh, shit. That's tight. Nice. They got me fooled.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, everything I think is just all Kodo parts. I'm looking for anything that's.
Oh yeah, so right, the triangular launchers. Okay, I was getting lost in the sauce. Like, okay, now that I'm breaking it down a little bit more visually, very well put together. Like the paint job and everything like hides the amount of the bashedness.
No, yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know if. I don't know what's like the main body of the weapon there. I'm not really sure about that.
it could be like, it could be some weird stuff. It could be like pencil sharpeners and shit. Like we wouldn't know per se.
No, it's also kind of hard to tell because I need to see it from a different angle too. But
Right.
I would just, because most everything else, as far as I can tell, is all MSG parts. I would just assume that it's just a mix of MSG parts there as well too.
More of the same.
Mm-hmm. But very cool, and daring to go so dark on everything.
Right.
You would think everything just kind of gets lost in this just big dark mass, but you got some little bits in there, bringing out the details.
Yeah, and it's a good middle tone of like of dark. If you want to go for black or whatever, like this is not super duper.
And a cool model. It kind of reminds me of like if you were to have, because you know how they have like the Gundam Girl designs, illustrations. Unfortunately, there are only 2 super old kits of those. That's what Bandai needs to do. If Bandai's trying to get in on like the Mecha Musume market, like to compete with Kotobukiya, they need to just make Gundam Girls. Obviously, I don't know what they're doing with that, but it reminds me a lot if there was a Gundam Girl Phaz. It's kind of similar. Got the big equipment on the back.
Yep.
Massive gun.
I
want to see this in like some sort of action pose though, or like a more interesting pose.
Yeah, it is a little bit lackluster. I wonder if it's really heavy and hard to pose.
I mean, at least you can like change the angle of the legs a little bit or something.
You would think,
you could,
right?
Yeah. The equipment would be difficult to pose, but I think you could change the pose of the figure, like basically without having to adjust the equipment at all.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's already got 2 stands holding everything up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, too.
Here's some Gundam Girls, just that somewhat made. From Kribsky. Yes. A Strike Girl and a Curios Girl.
Interesting.
This is using the HG, obviously. The head's pretty weird, but I mean, and the body is kind of basically just, it's mostly Strike, isn't it? It's just got a little bit of waist.
A little bit of torso, a little bit of hips.
Thigh.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's not a whole lot like really changed of like the parts themselves. It's just kind of a couple of Musume parts kind of mixed in there between the Strike parts. But I think it works pretty well.
Yeah, I think it works really well actually, because you are getting it reads across, you know, and you don't have like some things that are like real bizarro going on that could have possibly gone on.
No, yeah, I've seen some kit bashes that really don't work very well. But yeah, this is, I mean, for how simple it is, it's quite effective for being like an unpainted, mostly just kind of simple kit bash. The V-fins from the SD kit, that's why it's so huge.
Oh, okay.
Kind of took me a minute for that to click, but the head, the V-fin looks kind of weird. I think probably just sticking with the HG V-fin, although it wouldn't have had this.
I don't know. It doesn't have the same presence, effect. Right? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it does. But,
super impractical. Like of all the 1980s helmets that you could never see out of, or like 1990s helmets you would never be able to see out of. Like perfect.
Yeah. The helmet's kind of weird. This one, I think, I mean, I understand. This is kind of the thing where you did use the 144 scale version. I think the problem with that is a lot of times it just kind of looks tacked on. Yeah,
it looks like a little stewardess hat. You know, like from like the 50s or something, stuck on the head.
So like a lot of times when you do see these, you see just the V-fin just kind of stuck on the front of the head basically, and it just looks a little bit too simple. But I don't know. I think it would have worked on this one having it be like a part of the helmet instead of just like attached onto the front of the head.
Right.
But I mean, this one as well. I mean, it's a nice mix of the parts, I think.
Looks like it does use a bit more. You're getting a bit more of that like thigh and torso integration between the two, where it was kind of just like the, direct swap on the last one. Both of these suits, though, or these builds, I would say that the posing is definitely much more dynamic.
Yeah, sure.
And some things we see.
Yeah, definitely. This one's using like basically the full torso and arms, like more than half of the arm, and just has like the chest part of the Curios attached onto the chest of the body. So it's different from this one where it's mostly just the strike torso. So
yeah.
That's
That one's definitely more like a core Gundam almost, like the arms and the torso will like attach on, the legs will attach.
Yeah. Right. And also it just in general, it's a pretty even more so than that. I mean, it's like 60-70% the Megami Device kit, and then just like a few iconic Curios parts added onto it, where it's kind of the other way around for the other one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mostly strike with a couple of girl parts.
Just enough to sell the aspect. Yeah.
Oh, they're quite nice. I mean, for being pretty simple, effective. Very nice. All right, 0, so here's the one that I used for the thumbnail. A Macross lady here, Klein and Klein. This is, I mean, this might be something for you to check out if you're going to build any of these. Maybe check out one of the Macross, the Aoshima kits like this. Because I don't know if you've seen too much about them, but you can build them just separately. And I've got one over there. I could go and grab to show you, but you can build them separately, or you can have the girl riding on the Gerwalk form like this. You can see like the handles there.
Right.
And then on the back of the legs, there's like little steps to plant her feet.
Right. Yeah, like stirrups to put feet in. Yeah.
Or you transform the whole Macross into Batroid form, and it kind of like all attaches onto her as a suit. Right? Yeah.
That's like what is it? Well, they did that in Mospida, right?
Yes. With motorcycles,
kind of like that, with the bikes. Yeah. So like, that's definitely. I remember when that came out in America. Like, my cousins all had that shit, and I was like, "Can I play?" And they're like, "Get out of here! You're gonna break my stuff."
Way back. Yes.
Yeah.
But no, those, I think you might like that, because then you got the whole Macross to work with as well too.
Possibly.
Yeah, they're tedious, I think. The tedious build, but if you're up for the challenge, they're pretty cool.
Tedious.
So Macross kits in general, I mean, you know how Macross kits are. They're just like a pain in the ass themselves. And then you have the girl kit on top of that.
I've got like 5 or 6 of them, but I haven't really tried to pick one up and like do anything with it yet. I've got a couple of smaller, like right there, Fighter Valkyrie. I've got the Spider Valkyrie from gosh, when is this thing? Hang on.
Okay.
Yep, and this basically just like an old plane model.
Yeah,
non-transforming. And then I've got another one that's like a jet and the actual fighter, not Gearwalk, but the fighter. But it's like two kits in one. That I got from another friend of mine, and like and I've got newer ones too. I've got stuff from Do You Remember Love, and then I've got the Battleroid for the Zentrades, and I've got the re-release from the 30th anniversary of the green one that Old School Gump was working on. Anyway, sorry.
I will say though that the nice thing about the Aoshima kits is they're not as parts heavy and finicky. They're a little bit more simple than the Bandai ones, which is nice, because the Bandai ones just have so many parts. But on the other hand, then you're kind of left to do a lot more masking. But either one, there's just like tons of masking to do on them.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of masking. I don't think anyone should be. It's a challenge.
Yes. And Jerry asked in the chat, when's my Scold video coming? That's the one I just built that I've got sitting over there. Yeah, that's coming. I think I'll probably maybe work on that review today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. It depends. But yes, that's coming. My review of that. And we got this one. Super simple. Kind of all the mecha is gone out of it. It's just the girl. And some remolded, or not, I guess remolded, but some puttied legs. The thighs are made thicker from the original. Definitely.
Which is good, because it works for the style of the figure, like and the pose and everything too. Like if they were those weird like ultra skinny legs, kind of gross, you get some thickness. Come on now, girls.
Right.
It's okay. You like it.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I've always wondered why Kotobukiya has not branched out, because like basically all of their kits are all basically the exact same like size girl, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Diversify.
Right.
This was fun. I like this a lot. And almost if it was if it had blue hair, I'd be like, oh, Bulma, straight across. You know, like yeah.
I wonder if it's based on some anime character. It's very possible.
Oh yeah, I could see it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's cool.
Stripey socks are fun.
The jacket's interesting. I wonder. I mean, that's just got to be all.
Oh, that's putty.
Epoxy or something as well too. I guess.
Right up, right on. Is that so the waist, like the shirt, the folds in the shirt, is that putty, or is that
that's got to be puttied as well too.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, see, I'm super unfamiliar with the base kits and stuff like that, but that's well done because it's it reads as fabric like it's supposed to. That's good shit.
Yeah, all the clothing, even like the hip section. I mean, I think that's all basically resculpted to make it look a little bit more like cloth than the original. Yeah, the lower leg, I mean, it's just stripes painted on the legs. So
yeah, but those buckles.
Yeah, those are added.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah, nice. Right on.
This is what I mean. Like, why wouldn't you also get rid of the seam line if you're going to all the trouble of doing everything else? And then just leave the seam line on the shoe?
Though that like patent leather shoes have visible seams, so if they were like Mary Jane's or something like that, or a take on that, then they would have seams on them. So I can get that. I'll give it a soft pass. I don't know.
Okay.
you can rivet count it if you want, man. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. Dako Marukai. This one's really nice, and you got some really nice photography going on with this one here as well too.
Oh yeah, I love all the scare beer bottles
and a big Krabby Patty there. It's like very tall.
It's almost like a Texas burger. It's got a fried egg on top. I'm with it. Making burgers after my heart here, Mr. Modeler, Miss Modeler.
Yeah, so that's cool. I really like the finish on this one, and there's a few modelers that I follow that I know always kind of have this, just really, they do really nice soft finishes on these kits that look very cool.
Yeah, it lends really well to them because they're not like trying for hyper realism. These kits are not meant to be realistic. And I think that the way that it's played is really well done. Even just like the simplicity of those little pouches and like the oversized blockiness of the weapons, but the way that everything is painted, it looks like it could have come out of like a game, like something from Squeenix, like Square Enix or something, from back in the day.
Totally, yeah.
I love that sandwich.
And I don't know about this particular model too, but I know like I think it's very possible because I know some modelers, they'll like have a kit like this that they'll make, and then they'll make like 20 different faces for it. So sometimes you'll see a picture where they have all the faces laid out, just all in a row. So that they're able to do this.
Yeah, that's like some Nightmare Before Christmas sort of thing, which is amazing. If you guys haven't checked that out.
Let me see. I don't know if we'll be able to see. We'll check and see if he has anything like that.
Nice treasure chest. That's cool.
Maybe not. But if you guys spend enough time looking at Mekamusume models on Twitter, you guys will see what I'm talking about. So it's cool to see all the faces because there's some modelers, where you see, they've built it up to be in that one particular pose, but then modelers like this guy, we'll do lots of photography and stuff with them in different poses and things like that, which is fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if we'll get to Whooper, but just in case we don't see any of his work, I just want to make sure that we do also take a look at some of his work as well too, because I don't know if you posted in this hashtag as well, but it's probably one of my favorites for Mekamusume kits because his work is pretty incredible. Does a lot of customization.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there you can see just remaking the
Mhm.
face, resculpting a face.
Yeah. Like lots of time. Lots and lots of time.
And body parts. Okay, here's some example of some finished work, so you can see. Although I'm working out that really nice shaded, soft finish on there.
Yeah, the work with the hair. I hope that there was some work done with the hair. It looks like there was at least some accentuating done to like the sculpt. Because sculpt is really well done.
Yeah, I think the hair also they're always like it's either entirely sculpted new or it's definitely like half modified. Yeah.
Nice. It's giving me like some who is that from Metal Gear 5 or whatever.
Quiet.
Yeah, Quiet. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep. Sure. Yeah. He's awesome. So he's got a bunch of stuff.
Amazing. Good work.
So there's his body parts is all just remade. And I think I'm not sure if he's got like them resin cast. I believe he's got like casts of some of his parts.
Yeah, made some molds and then doing some casts.
So there you go. I don't know.
You're gonna get a lot of that boats.
There you go. Love these as well too. I think he's got one or two of these where they've got the block legs. It's unfortunate you can't see the rest of the leg there in this photo, but they're kind of like those girls. What is it? Sky girls that have like the airplane fuselage legs. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
It's like that, except they're just like a very block form.
Wild, like columns or something.
And like the way the knees bend on them is really interesting as well too. You can kind of see that a little bit better. The way the knees bend on those parts is really interesting. Here you go. You can see.
Wow, that is wild.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. What fun.
All right. So anyway, yeah. Here's something a little bit more simple, but I mean,
but still really well done. That's just like having fun with gradients and like really playing with your like fine feather. I love that. I love painting. So much fun.
Yes. All right. Yako here with some little bit more kind of busy stuff going on here.
Yeah.
This one is anyway, it's Bullet Knights kit, but a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Pretty wild colors.
It's giving me like some Lego Space Police a la 1994. Like super cool with the clear red parts and then all the blue and black and everything. Like, yeah, real stylized. It's real fun. I like it. What about the cloth on the back though? Because that's obviously a sculpted component.
That's also MSG parts.
Yeah, it's MSG, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's why it works.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's the same parts that I used for like the side arm cape on my Bondoc that I made. I used these parts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. It's good that they're available. Because
making that by yourself
ain't easy. I've done a little bit of cloth work that looks good. Yeah, that's why I'm going to leave that statement.
Yep.
It's fun.
This is like shark eyes.
More of those gold decals with the crazy flowers and stuff. Interesting. We saw these on Critical Builds a little while back. Yep. Interesting.
This is one of those. I don't even know how it's pronounced. It's one of those Max Factory kits. So it's like Chicorium something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really weird name of them.
You did better than I would have. So
someone can put that in the stream. I forget what how exactly it is. If I can read it in the chat, I'll attempt to read it. But it's a really weird name of these. They come in like this, like weird, or like you can put them in this kind of weird, kind of like jewelry box kind of thing that comes with them. It's really interesting.
looks like there's some funky proportions going on with this one.
They are kind of very
Like-
long. It depends on the kit. They've got new ones coming out that are like basically supposed to be like child versions, so they're really small and like childlike proportions.
Interesting. Because like the legs are super duper long on this. Looks like the legs are super duper long on this model. Like it's like a long pelvis and torso with like really long thighs. It's kind of giving me like a Blame sort of vibe. If you're familiar with Blame at all.
Yes, just vaguely. I've
That's okay.
seen it. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
With the black
the manga's
suits.
yeah. The manga's way better than the anime, but
There was a Netflix original movie or something, wasn't there as well too?
Yep. Yeah, they did like kind of an overview, which is okay, you know, and it sort of works. But yeah, it's okay. Everything lacks, right?
There you go, Richard.
Translation.
Richard put it in the chat for us there. Chitoserium. Yeah. Anyway, they're kind of weird. I don't really like them aesthetically as much. What is that? Oh, I think this is a Volks kit. Volks also makes some of these as well too, and I'm like probably least familiar with them because they're kind of funky designs. I don't really care for them too much. Probably, I'm pretty sure that's what this is.
Super expensive.
Yeah, comparatively, maybe. I mean, like the Kotobuki kits are pretty expensive as well too. So I mean, they're basically about the same.
Okay, all right then.
Just more difficult to get because Volks kits just aren't as easy to come by.
Yeah. If anything, that would be why you would get a convenience charge. Finding one.
So that would
looks
be
really nice though.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Vlockers. Fiore is the name of the line. So there you go. Like that.
Right on.
Yeah, I think it's this one here. Rose. Looks like it, right?
Yeah.
I suppose so. I've built this one, Iris, which is basically like a sort of copy of the Basilard frame arms girl kit. But
gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. So those also exist as well too. Not as nice as the Kotobuki kits, but pretty good.
Right. Different stylizing, you know. I like the way that you know. You're right. Yeah, I can see now too. This is that one. I like the. I guess maybe it's just a pose or something, but it like, yeah.
It has this one as well has a very strong video game character vibe to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Definitely looks like it's just a brought to life version of like some video game arts illustration. Yeah. But nicely done. I think probably as far as like the finished product, it's probably I think the nicest of these four. Very cool.
I agree.
Like that, and yeah, just not really too familiar with that kit, so it's cool to see something different. Pezhaka. This one is which one? The Asura Archer kit, but no longer an archer. No bow weapon anymore. I guess is that it? Kind of.
I don't know.
Those parts on the side. I think the bow parts are there, but they're just changed up to not be a bow anymore.
It's making me think of like Cloud Strife Advent Children with the multi-sword.
Like a Swiss Army sword.
Yeah, like floating around him, doing just like transforming on its own. Like, all right then.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
I like the stoic, like the face. Like I feel like the presence of the face on the model is righteous. It's cool.
Yeah. This particular kit does have a really nice style to it, just like the hairstyle on the face. I like it.
I like that too, man. It's tight.
The black is just so dark.
I know, right? And it looks like there's some super texture going on there. Like texture. Unless that was taken in the rain. Pretty sure it wasn't.
Yeah. I would guess not.
Yeah.
It looks like top coat.
Yep. That's the rough thing. Like, especially if you have to get, if like here in the States, trying to get stuff, you have to get a lot of things shipped to you if you want like a good product. And if it isn't shipped properly, then, you know, even in transport, it can get messed up. Like I've had clear coats that have gotten frozen on their way to me when I was doing industrial metal work. And just throw that in the trash because it doesn't, you'll get speckles and you'll get like inclusions and weird things that are, it'll like not just orange peel, but it'll just peel off. And that's just makes you sad.
Yep. Yeah, the kit seems like half painted. I think like basically all the black, the white, the skin tone, and the gold.
Yeah,
the hair is not painted.
Yeah, it's all raw. And that seam in the hair, like, come on, bro, come on.
That's a tough one. When you got it, like the ones that like go along with the hair, that's easy. When you got one that's going like against the hair like that,
that's like excellent practice, honestly. And if we use more things like, I don't know if Squadron White Putty is still around, but that stuff was great because it's like easy to put down. It dries in like 15 minutes and you can just sand it off super smooth. It's a good fast way.
I've got a seam line that I've been trying to work on for a little while on a hair piece on a resin GK kit, where it's kind of like that, but instead of on a convex curve, it's on a concave curve.
Oh, sure.
So I need to like sand it like that on the inside where it's got the seam line there, and I had to fill the gap. It's tricky. I've been like trying to work on that. It's still not quite right.
That is tricky.
There
are a bunch of tools that I could recommend, but they're like specialty tools that like line with chisel, or like they're gouges essentially for doing lithography, and they're pretty cheap. You can get some simple ones like gouges and V gouges and round gouges and stuff like that to help out. But I always go for the scraper. I love my ceramic scrapers. Ooh la la. That's like an elephant mushroom or something. That's amazing.
Yes. This is already, I think it's like made up of 3 pieces. And that's just brown primer on there. Some mahogany surface there, but I think you can see. So kind of rough right in.
Oh yeah. I use these are like super cheap. I got these on Amazon. It's like just the like almost cheapest. Like this one is this is a round gouge, right? So you can see it. It's only you can't see it because my camera's fidelity is no good, but it's only a millimeter wide, and it's a little round gouge for doing like carving, for doing tile work, like linoleum tile cuts or lithography work. And there's like a little set of these I got on Amazon for like, must have been like $15 back in the day. I'm sure they're like super expensive now, like $20
I think
or something.
But it's kind of hard to see, and you'll have to send me a picture or something. I think it's basically like what I have, but it's round, but the problem is that it's straight. So for a convex surface, you can't get it. I need something that's round.
So
and
they
also
make
curved.
these that are also curved.
So
that it is a curve. It's curved and it has the round gouge or the square gouge at the, or pointed gouge at the end.
Yeah, so that's what I need.
Yeah. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes, that's been sitting over there collecting dust because I work on it a little bit every now and then, and it's like.
And those, I mean, you've seen the ceramic scrapers that I use. Those are awesome too. Scorpenoc ones, they're great. So they scrape all directions, so it doesn't really matter.
Need that. All right, let's check out a couple of pretty funky ones here from
2Y 120Y.
2Y 120Y. Yes, quite random.
That's awesome.
Very funky.
Yeah, it has such a presence. And the purple. Where's Pabs? Pabs, there it is.
Yeah.
He said purple.
Yes.
This calls his name in his sleep.
Oh man.
What a weapons platform. Holy cow. That is some like Take on Macross, right? That's beautiful. With the almost a Take on Macross with like the ships. That's so fun, man.
Like a Kantai collection with the ships with the girls.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen them, but I didn't know what the exact, what it's called.
But man, very Right.
Yo, takes me back to when I built the USS Missouri when I was a little kid. There was so many little guns.
And you painted them all fluorescent blue?
No, I painted them all grays because I was trying to be accurate. but that's impressive all the same.
Yeah, the first one's definitely my favorite. I think this is the best one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Still totally not my taste, but it's the best looking one.
It's kind of fun. It's got like a cyberpunk kind of vibe to it almost, or like beyond, like slightly beyond it, like technopunk or something, more so than cyber.
A little bit, yeah. Well, and it's not the best photo, so it's kind of hard to see, but I mean the painting, all the metallics and everything looks pretty nice.
It seems pretty good, yeah, and the gradients and stuff on the purple, whether that's just done with lighting or if it's done with actual gradation, it's pretty decent. It translates pretty well. Decals look pretty good too.
And a good mix of colors. They're all kind of like on the same spectrum, right?
Yeah, it's like a triadic harmony with like good accents. Like those gold decals really sell really well, but there isn't too many of them, to make it like gaudy.
If this would have had like some green accents in there or something like that as well too, kind of would have killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. It would have like lost its purpley vibe. There's a little bit of green in there, but not too much.
It's kind of mostly just from like the kind of rainbow finish of
right.
Of a couple of the decals, I think, basically.
Yeah, the opalescence, the color shifty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Happy accidents.
Which works. Yeah.
Yep.
In that case. All right. Sperson.
This person.
Interesting.
Interesting is right.
Because there's nothing else on the head and like everything else, it really just kind of seems like it's just a kind of normal girl character.
Right.
I don't know, it seems less of like a soldier or something like that, but it's like a high school girl kind of
it just
has some mecha parts.
Yeah, sort of mecha parts.
It's got a different feel to it.
Definitely a different feel to it. Yeah, minimalist to say the least. I do like the armament and the way that the legs are done. I feel like the lower legs are like, the color balance is good on them. Even though it's black, it still doesn't like blow it out in a bad way.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, like where the black is all laid out is nice.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming. Though it could have done better with like a little bit of like a gray highlighting in there, just to brighten up some of those spots, give it a little bit more depth. I feel like that's one thing about this, if anything, is that it is kind of lacking in depth. If we're gonna like go ahead and critique somebody else's work without asking me to critique it. Even could have like sanded that hair down with like, some higher grit to give it less shine and more sheen. Because like right now I got the shine. The shine is fight the shine.
Yeah. Chris was saying the background is too bright. Yeah.
I was gonna say that I'm not sure about that marble background either.
It just doesn't really match with the style of the kit, right?
No.
I feel like. Or I mean, who's to say? It doesn't really matter that much, but yeah, well, like a nice, I don't know.
Well, if it was more neutral, like if it was a little darker, right, you would be able to see some of the aspects of the mecha parts that are really bright. Like the white parts are very bright, and that white, in essence, background, you're losing your profile. You're losing your step one, your first phase of design, like that first element. Let alone the 2 and the 3, like all the details and stuff that you go into.
Has a little bit of some of like a futuristic police girl kind of thing. I think it's just the colors and then the Sakura decal, which is just a Sakura decal, but it's a little bit reminiscent of the Japanese like police symbol as well too, sort of. Anyway, so I wonder if that was any part of the inspiration for the fast striker equipment. Okay. Well, anyway,
Okay.
makes sense. All right. Umin 2, 3. And we got the Asuka kit, which
Let's go.
no, it's
Oh, I think
painted.
Kyle has this. Does Kyle have this one? I feel like Kyle just got this one. You know Kyle, Clueless Gumpel Builder. He loves Asuka. He's a big Asuka fan. Did you see his Asuka that he did?
Did you see my Asuka that I did?
I don't know. Did I?
I also painted this kit.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle
Yeah,
did a different one. The one with like the little like the weird beret with like the one eye patch, like super stylized. He did it all in chromes, and then he like built a Ava Unit 1 base for it, like a destroyed Ava head base for it. Like he sculpted it all out. Pretty wild, man.
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, Pabs says Kyle does not have this. Thank you, Pabs. My bias confirmation. Cool.
There you go.
There it is.
This is in the Figurized Labo kit.
Okay.
From Bandai, and they did release a metallic finish version of it. So that's why I was thinking. I wonder if that's what this is, but no. The kit has some nasty mold lines right down the front of the leg.
Oh
you can see a little bit of it left there that was not sanded away perfectly, but it's definitely sanded away.
Yeah, yeah. But you mean that's the worst. Like to have it like through something that's like, okay, so not only is it on that round surface, but it's also through other mating like circular components that are on top of the. Thanks, Bandai.
Right through the details.
Goodness.
It was tough to sand. So yeah, I can tell this is not the metallic finish version. He just made his own metallic finish version, which, saved him a good amount of money, I'm sure. See, here's my black suit version.
Oh yeah. I've seen this.
Yeah, you've seen that. Come on.
Of course.
Yeah. There you go. Super cool kid though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also Bandai. And these are Codebook, yeah. That's interesting. I love those effect parts for the Chaos and Pretty Witches. Have these really cool kind of like magic looking effect parts like that.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting.
He's got the broomstick, sniper rifle broomstick weapon as well.
Nice. I just see that now. That's a sniper rifle. Awesome. Skirt's weird. I'm gonna say it right now. Skirt is weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's different from the original kit. Let's see. Pretty. It's a little bit different from that, isn't it? Or no, it's just black, so it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's just black. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember there was some more stuff like going on underneath, but yeah, it's just black. You can't see it.
Yeah, it's just blacked out. Yeah, that is just kind of odd. I like the color choices though.
Yeah. All right, Beatrice. So here's some crazy ones. So that's getting wild.
Yeah, that is getting wild.
What are those wings from? Are those the Frame Arms Ray Falks? I want to say. I think it's from a Frame Arms kit.
I do not know. I know that that's Bandai exports as the base though, isn't it?
Yeah. The effect parts. Yeah, those are Bandai. This effect part over here also, I think, is no, it's not.
Yeah,
that's a cool
almost
one.
looks like from the RG. It was from the RG Unicorn, the white one, the white and blue one. I mean, sorry, the white one. They're all white, Brian. The blue one. Sorry.
I think that's there's a Kotobukiya MSG energy shield set. I think that's what that's from. But
gotcha.
Pretty well, like it's busting out of something or
totally powering up, just doing an action spell.
Oh my gosh, and this super like DJ weapons platform kind of thing.
Yeah, right on. I didn't quite catch that at first. I was thinking like Time Lord stuff, but then I realized, she's shredding.
Yeah, it's a piano and guitar,
Yeah, there's a couple of keyboards on there.
all the speakers, and
I
what
just-
looks like a Dreamcast controller or something like that sitting on top of there.
Or it could be.
Sure it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of these. It's like one of the mines, like that
Oh,
one there,
okay.
just over
Got
on
it.
top of here. But just from the angle, it looks like a video game controller or something.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty wild. And it's not the Miku kit. There is a Miku kit, but strangely it's not. It's got the arms from the Miku kit, but the rest of the body is not. It's still something different. It's got the same hat as the witch kit that we just looked at.
Mhm.
But interestingly, it's not that much
Oh,
Miku.
Koilog.
What? What's that?
I said, oh, Koilog.
don't know what
Koilog is an enemy or boss from Dark Souls. If anyone out there hasn't played Dark Souls, she is the woman's torso on top of the spider's body.
Don't know. No, have not played, but I know you're a fan.
Yeah, that's like one of the only video games I played.
There you go. Monster add daughters?
Daughters is a weird word. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, fair. There you go. So this is using that same skirt, but with these arms all plugged into the hard
into
point
those.
on there.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally. Definitely got an Ursula vibe. Except Ursula only has 6 legs instead of 8. But cool.
Does it have legs or not? I can't. It looks like
These
you've
are
got
like
drill
tentacles,
legs,
kind of,
or
yeah.
just like one single drill.
Is that what that is? Maybe she has 2 drill legs and then tentacles that go around.
Yeah,
What awesomeness is that?
that
That's
kinda
crazy.
makes sense, I guess. In a
Yeah.
nonsensical way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like octopus, the beak is in there. It's just like,
Oh, sure. Yes,
Like
or
octopus.
squid. Yeah, totally.
Mm.
Yeah.
huh.
She's super duper happy to be blasting off with those 9 millis. Like,
Yeah.
just going crazy. Little Devil May Cry 1 stuff here.
Happy to do it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Now, La Vie en Rose. Now we're getting into the new series from Kodobuka. The what is it?
Hmm.
Sosai Shoujo Teien.
That one.
That's what it is. Quite a long Japanese name for the series. I think they could have gone with something. Well, I mean, like for Japanese people, I'm sure it's fine, which is their main audience. But like anyone outside of Japan, it's quite a mouthful to say the name of this series. Sosai Shoujo Teien.
Sojo Teien?
Yeah. Where they totally just got rid of any mecha
All the
parts at
mecha
all.
stuff
And just,
completely. They're like, these are friends studying.
it's just high school girls. That's all.
Yep. Yep.
But the heads are swapped, at least for this person's kits. Those are heads from Megami Device kits. Swapped on those. And one which apparently is dressed up like a Kabakura girl or like a hostess club hostess.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is almost a scene from Mass Effect 2 from one of the bars.
Yes.
Pretty interesting.
Kraken dress kit there. Those are some scary eyes.
Yikes. Yeah. See the pretty girl walking in the street and her hair moves to the side and her eyes this big.
But cool photographs.
Mm-hmm. I think it's
These are
interesting
nice.
to use the flowers. Like flowers are used to
Mhm.
pretty decent effect in those
Mhm.
photographs, I will say.
Just get some nice colors and stuff going on with those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like, textural, visual textural differences.
Jun-san, also really nice work from his. I don't think he's got some really nice ones, and actually I know there's a couple of his builds that I really liked and that are unfortunately not included in this set. so that's a shame. But he's got some really cool stuff. I like this. Seems very Halloween themed, but then it's got a snowman.
Yeah,
not a
super
jack-o'-lantern.
Sure, that's all right though. Just because the colors, it's all right. Orange is fun. I like the posing, and I do like the texture on all of the snow, even though it does kind of like give me an ice cream vibe, but at the same time, it kind of looks like snow because
That sweater, that's just all sculpted.
Is it? That's amazing. The sweater dress, that's really well done.
Yep. That's just all sculpted there.
Yeah, especially that like nice off the shoulder, like that bit, the cuff that like has like the lean on both sides and all that. That's really well done.
Yeah. And how the neck is totally separated from the rest.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like
sweater.
a choker, but it's still like the sweater material, whatever. That's like the knit or whatever. That's super cool. I like the broodingness of that snowman as well. Those eyebrows,
man, yeah,
all mood.
He's got some eyebrows on him.
Oh yeah.
Here's a nice one. This one's also in that very Kantai collection style.
Yes, I got the anchor.
Yep. So I wonder what that's from. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And this looks like that. So she's got a gun that's a turret. And that looks like it's 3D printed, or unless that's just supposed to be that way.
It's got some texture on it, yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got some funky texture. I almost wonder if that was 3D printed, or if that's just meant to be like ribbing from a piece of from an armor model or a ship model or something.
Because you can see that a little bit. These parts as well too look like they're kind of not like the round parts. There are not perfectly round. You can kind of see they're
a bit oblong.
Those, yeah, and like the
ovular
layers here. So yeah, it's very possible some of these could be or 3D printed parts. Anchor as well too. You can kind of see the lines on that as well.
Yeah. Maybe that's why that anchor. We don't know where the anchor's from because it is from nowhere.
There you go.
It's from
that could be it.
Does look like the stack on the backpack, that like exhaust stack there. That's definitely scratch. You can see that looks those lines look like they're mostly cleaned up. Yeah, mostly cleaned up scratch bit lines.
Yeah.
That's tough. That stuff is tough to do, guys.
I mean, it's like I was saying before, but when you just look at it from a distance, though, it's really cool looking. Looks really nice. If you just ignore some of the flaws that you can see close up,
and a lot of things do that. Like a lot of I don't know what you want to talk about, like talking posts or whatever, whether it be a magazine or a show or a convention or something like that. They don't really care about some of those little like nitty gritty bits that some of us really care about so much. And it's more about like a feeling or a theme or an idea or like the artistic expression within the build too, which is cool because it allows you versatility,
Sure.
Especially if you're just like really super creative and like if you're, a fast builder and you don't have like, say you're new and you don't really have like the years of all the other things built up that like your processes of checks and balances that you take and hold yourself to when you go through a model, especially if you're taking it to a show. So for like early builders and stuff like that, I feel like it's beneficial for them to be able to go to events and not have to feel the pressure of having to have everything like be that like, this is, whatever. And I think that's a benefit. Yeah.
I was just checking the chat as well too. I saw Robert in the chats got some interesting ideas about these, but he said that the feet are Barbatos feet, which obviously not, but I just realized the feet are two different feet.
Two different feet, yeah. Well, it's a peg leg.
Is it?
Right? I think that's what it's meant to be. So like one's like the leg, and then one's like a peg leg, right?
One's be the case? A robot leg to replace okay, yeah. So I get what you mean, yeah.
Right? Yeah, it could be, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm speculating here. So and yes, Robert, the anchor is from a boat, correct.
Although I mean I'm gonna say not. That's pretty obviously not. But yeah, I don't know what kind of boat would have an anchor quite like this. Is very clearly like a stylized anchor.
Yeah, incredibly stylized.
I do like this mashup with the Hexagear kit here.
Oh, right.
That's cool.
I
And what
feel
looks
like
to be-
I feel like the darks are hurting it a little bit.
yeah. A lot of the detail kind of is all just kind of lost in here a little bit.
If anything, just because the base is so dark, you know.
Yeah, that too. Sure.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise,
looks like this is like an energy crossbow.
oh, wild
cool.
sniper energy crossbow, because it clearly has a magazine.
Yeah. Well, it can be just like a battery pack kind of thing, right?
Sure, an energy pack. I hear you. Right. Yeah, reload.
Cool mashup though.
Yeah, definitely.
And Scorpenoc.
Nice.
Interesting.
It's got that purple and that
Purple.
almost like a, what is that color?
Pink, like pinkish.
Yeah, it's like a pinkish color, but like it was. Oh man, everybody
Mauve.
was super hype about it back in the day. It's kind of a mauvey. Wild.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. So like I can't really tell. Like I think this part up here is off the back of the girl, I think, and not a part of the Zoids kit.
Yep. Looks like that's the scorpion on the scorpion tail on the back of the of her like binder pack or whatever.
Yeah. Kind of hard to tell, but
yeah, there's a whole lot going on.
Yeah. I don't see a lot of mashup with like these kind of girl kits and Zoids is pretty uncommon. So that's interesting to see. Here's a couple of all red ones. Apparently somebody likes red.
Oof.
Red one. I think these are the same kit.
That's rough right there. Oh my goodness. To see the insides of those.
These parts here in the back.
Raw dog in it. Like,
yeah.
Woof. Oof. I do.
Yeah. This one seems with the other picture is not so much because there's not that much white going on, but once you add in some big white chunks, now it's giving me like a Santa Claus vibe.
Yeah, it does kind of have that
big white parts in there.
Yeah, has that kind of feel to it. It's interesting.
Yeah, the clear yellow parts that this kit has work well with the red because it makes the clear yellow basically just kind of look like gold.
Yeah, definitely.
Here and here and up on the top of the head. That's cool. All right, here's some more modified hair. I'm pretty sure that's Oh well, no. What kit would that be from? I don't think that's the original hair. I think that's modified a little bit, possibly. But it's another really nice, like, really simple one.
Yeah, exactly.
Has a lot of.
The kits don't have to be like wild and fantastical to be really good. They can be super simple and be just like really well done, right?
Yeah, so you're just making just a character.
Yeah.
Then you could also take this kit and then also give it a bunch of accessories and stuff as well too, as like a separate thing. It's not like doesn't need to have that all the time. Or you can just go super simple with it. Like this kind of exact opposite of that.
Right? Polar.
Way.
Right.
And
There's so much going on. I can't even see what's going on.
These are like feet parts up here on the shoulder.
Okay.
You can see up there.
Wild. That's crazy. That's some Vidar stuff, right? Or not?
Yeah, I don't think it's parts from the Vidar, but yeah, it's
giving me vibes from that.
Yeah.
Kamar's Vidar, whatever, like the final form, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Definitely.
To say the least.
Cool colors. The mix of like basically the black with a little bit of the lavender and then just a couple of tiny drops of that orange in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it needs any more orange, but I feel like something's going on. Like it's weird. Like, cause from here, it just looks like a shape. It doesn't look, I'm not getting like, the arms that are there or the legs that are there. It's a little bit busy for me.
And I like painting this. I would have been so nervous that the hair color and the lavender here, I mean, they're quite different when you see them side by side, but like painting those, I would have thought, those are two similar colors. I need to like paint one of them in like a little bit different color. I mean, it looks fine once you see them on there. One's definitely more blue and one's definitely more pink.
Yeah. Like the hair's got that pink thing, and then the bluish, the azure almost color. It's like a RA, like a Royal Air Force color.
These are really nice photos of these here.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that? Oh no, it's not good. I was gonna say, do you think that's isolated and photoshopped? But it's not. You can see the shadows. So, right, because that almost looks like isolated in Photoshop with a gradient.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Right.
Nope, just a nice background.
Yeah, just pretty well done.
Kids, I don't know about the jewels on there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little too Polly Pocket for me.
Yeah, the weapon is also giving me like a really weird kind of like reminds me of something weird out of like Studio Ghibli or something. Like a Studio Ghibli monster with like some weird like eyes poking out, like slug eyes kind of sticking out, this kind of thing over here or something. The weapons, strange looking.
Yeah.
Strangely like alien organic look to just that one part of that.
Right. And it's either like a drill head or like a crystal or something on the end of that staff.
Yeah, weird. I don't know what that is. That part does what I have no idea.
Wow. It's from must be from what is it? What is the Lego one? Bionicles. Must be a Bionicles part.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't recognize that part at all. So it's very possible it could be from something else entirely. Yeah. Don't know. Doesn't look familiar to me at all. Any of those weapons parts. It's a pretty extreme heat staining on there.
Yep. It should be on fire if that was the amount of heat that was coming out of those tiny little parts. Should be melted.
You got the classic like colored or lighter colored lining in black, which we talked a lot about before.
Can be really well done, can be really badly done. Takes a really skilled builder to utilize that properly. Oh, this is giving me Motoroid. Or Mospita. Not Motoroid, but Mospita vibes.
Oh, I was trying to think of which kit this was, because I was thinking that there's a Bandai kit that's kind of similar to this, but I think this is a Frame Arms kit. Just Kit Bash. There's not a Frame Arms girl kit of this Frame Arms design, but I can't remember the name of which one that is, though. But yeah, I think that's Frame Arms parts. Interesting mixes of parts for these, but not that big a fan of those, though. This one, I think this is our first virtual on anything that we've seen. It's pretty funky, but I always forget about virtual on kits. That they're a thing.
That's crazy.
All right, let's see. We'll take a look at maybe one or two more here.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. That's what is that? Yeah, just a mix of MSG stuff again.
Yeah. It's got some Astray vibes.
Sure, yeah. Big, massive sword and the red and white color scheme. Sure. with the added black. Let's find something else very cool. This is one of my favorites. Mocha Monaka-chan. I love his work. So here's some cool stuff. I like this. Love those gray colors in there.
So clean.
Very. Some Bandai parts in there. So haven't seen a lot of that. Mixing Bandai and Kotobukiya.
Oh, is that vest come with that? Or the coat?
Yeah, that's just made.
Well done. Like, and here you go. Here's where you're using like a natural texture, like those leather components, the straps and stuff. That's really well done.
Yeah, he's pulled it off.
Yeah.
Difficult to do, but it works. I love that, like, just the kind of halo part is the same, like, kind of red color like we see throughout the kit, so it blends so nicely. All the colors and everything. Kind of inverted fuel tanks pointing up instead of down. It's very cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, this is good. I like this one quite a bit.
Has a really nice, just a shape to this.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there, but I mean, it's all kind of off to the side.
Right?
There you go. So there's some more of that zipper and jacket that's made there.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, same legs. Yeah.
But just different paint.
Same legs, yeah, different body. And I like the kind of wire kind of
Barbatus tail almost.
Yeah, kind of like similar to that. It reminds me of like headphone jacks there, doesn't it though?
Oh yeah, totally. 16th inch headphone jacks, totally.
Yeah. The little microphone, little bit there, just added a little wire for a little microphone.
Yeah, super simple. Super simple stuff.
Nice. This one, damn, I wish I was more familiar with the reference of this. This is some illustration. I think it was like a trend that like few illustrators were doing this recently. Using these, which I think are like pull like safety pins for something. I think it's something aircraft related. Right. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that, but
yeah, they're the so with the flags, right, and the little pole, that is the primer pin for missiles and stuff. So like when like airplanes are sitting on the taxiway or like on the runway or even just chilling, if they have armament on them, they have these safety pins in there with the flags on them. They're like, this has not been armed, but if you don't see that flag, oh buddy, be careful. And there's stories from World War II where dudes would like be in bombers and these like B-25s and these B-17s flying, and they would be like, oh, we're not gonna, you pulled all the pins, so all the bombs are alive, and they're like, all right, well, we're aborting the mission, you have to go put the pins back in all the bombs. No thank you. Thank you.
So there you go. That explains it. I knew something along the lines of that, and I'd seen some illustrations of that first, and then he did that where like making someone had made these kind of illustrations into an actual grill kit here. Safety pins for what's little left of her outfit. That's cool. No, I wonder what that is. Just looks like kind of like red masking tape or something.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Tape.
Yeah, paper tape of some sort.
But incredibly simple, obviously. But very cool. I like that. I was seeing the work in progress on that, thinking like, is he gonna just like make what I thought he was making at first is just like a nude body, and then like he was gonna make some other armor and stuff like to have like around it or on it or something, and then I saw what he's doing with it and I realized, oh, okay, that's it. Just that. But that's cool. And here's one of the Sotai Shoujo Teien kits again with some yogurt, I'm guessing is what that's supposed to be.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about yogurt.
Surprised. Yeah. Surprising yogurt. Maybe it's like I was gonna say maybe it just magically appeared, but she's already got the spoon in her hand, so I mean, how much of a surprise could it be? I don't know. Anyway.
That's
She
right.
opened it and she's surprised that it's like completely moldy on the inside already.
Oh.
And so she's doing like, ah! Maybe one of those.
I don't know. She doesn't look disgusted surprised. She looks like almost overwhelmed surprise.
Mm-hmm. Well, some nice colors on this. I like the colors change of the outfit. Nice kind of peach color. I always think that it always comes to my mind whenever I'm not painting something that you never really see much like peach color on like anything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I always think of that like the most random time, and I think I want to, just for the sake of seeing it more often, I want to paint something in a nice peach color, and then I always forget. I need to do that, but I like that.
You'll get it.
No, eventually.
You'll come around.
And then this hair,
the hair holder
part. I'm trying to remember. I think that's just it is a part for a different hairstyle because you have some different hair like option parts with this.
Sure.
So he just took that part which is meant for the hair and actually just put it on the wrist. So it's kind of interesting, but
yeah, which makes sense because that's often where that goes.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Very cool. It's either that or it's a neck piece from a different kit, which I think is also possible just because of the size of it. I think it's too big for a hair piece because then it would be kind of much smaller. I think it's actually like a neck piece from a frame arms girl kit or something. Possibly.
Cool. But we get what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And that's like ultimately, the proper intent, which is right on.
Totally. I think I have to go back and look at the kit, but I think like the little dashes on the face and the white spots, I think those are added onto there. Nice little bit.
The expression marks.
One thing that I've seen people do on these faces as well too is using color pencils on them for adding little details and stuff like that on the faces.
Yeah. Yep.
Just like regular old color pencils.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's what the AK pencils are, just essentially watercolor pencils.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, you can just buy watercolor pencils. You don't have to get the fancy AK pencils if you don't want. I mean, I knew that because I have the fancy AK pencils. That's how I know. But
I've got a couple of those that I've tried to work with a little bit, but I was kind of having trouble with them. I think I need to look more into, again, like how they're supposed to be used.
Yeah, they work really well. They can work really well.
That's weird. All right. Well, there's a bunch more. We're going to wrap it up here for today. But those of you guys, if you're interested in this stuff, obviously just copy and paste the hashtag from the video title. Oh, look at that. Speaking of like kind of Ghost in the Shell.
Totally. Thing. Totally.
Don't think I've ever seen that, strangely enough. Seems pretty obvious, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it like an open hatch girl before.
Right. Why don't they? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff to find if you just spend some time with this hashtag. So check it out, guys, if you want. That is going to be it for today. Brian, thanks for coming on, hanging out for a little bit.
Oh, my pleasure, Zach. It's always good to hang out with you, man.
Yeah, always. I will get back on Critical again at some point.
Yeah. You come hang out in the dojo too. You're welcome. As always. I know we stream at the similar times, but
yeah,
you're always welcome.
That's the problem. Anyway, guys, check out Brian's stuff if you have not already, and come back for another episode. Josh and I are going to be doing one next week, definitely. So we'll see you guys again for another episode next week. We'll be taking a look at some more Gundam stuff. So till then, Brian, anything else to add?
Let's see. Look into your local IPMS, which is International Plastic Scale Modeler Society, whatever the hell it is. International Plastic Modeler Society. That's what it is. IPMS. And they're everywhere. They're worldwide. So there might be some old heads in there that are just like, oh, we only build tanks and planes. But they need new blood. Trust me, they know they need new blood. So go and join them because it's a great place to learn new techniques and teach new people old stuff and learn old stuff or new stuff from old people. So like me, I'm old. So thank you guys for hanging out. I just want to say thank you. It was my pleasure being here.
And if you really want to blow their minds, I mean, if you think that they get kind of bent out of shape about seeing a bunch of Gunpla stuff, take some of this stuff, some of this Mecha Musume stuff and really blow their mind.
Mhm.
And I can't imagine if they started seeing like a bunch more of this, what would those old guys think about that?
It depends on it. Honestly, it
Depends on the
really
guy.
boils down to intent and delivery. So, like, what you are trying to do and how well you do what you're trying to do. Like, they'll look at models the same as they look at any other model, and they'll judge everything based on the same criteria that they judge everything on, whether that's like seam line, snub marks, paint execution, theory, composition, all the stuff, like the basic stuff. Like Tim always talks about learn the basics, Child of Mech always talks about that stuff, and it's right, because it matters. And if you're going to go to those things or anywhere and expect your work to be received well, you have to think about that stuff. So
true enough. Yeah, it'd be interesting. It's something to look forward to when I move back to the States. I'll make some Mecha Musume kits and take them to IPMS show.
You absolutely should.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a list. I'm bringing like so many mechs plus standard old school model. So,
there you go.
Do it all.
All right. Well, anyway, guys. So till next time. Yeah. Again, thanks for hanging out. See y'all later.